we started with the chapter food production, and here we read about the food production. It has two components, that is the farming and food processing. In the farming, that is agriculture, and in livestock as we understand, they are the animals which are kept by the human to use, or which are used for profit, or kept for farm animals basically. Or and the second one is food processing. Under the food processing, we read about the usage of bacteria in the food industry. Now we'll take up the topic, importance of fungi in food industry, how the fungus it helps in the food industry. When we talk about food processing, it means to change the food, one form of food, into another form. So here, with the help of fungus, we change one form of food into another edible form, of one food to another edible form. Now, it can be the combination of various processes. It could be washing, chopping, pasteurization, freezing, packaging, or fermentation. Now, when we talk about fungus in food industry, we'll talk about yeast. Now, in class 7, we read about the importance of fungus, and we read about tanning and so many others where fungus are used. Here we will talk about yeast. Now, we all are aware of yeast. How does it works? Now, if you recall, we read about respiration. There are two types of respiration, aerobic and anaerobic. Now we'll talk about the anaerobic respiration. In the anaerobic respiration, in the absence of oxygen, the sugar, when it breaks down, it changes, because of the fermentation, it produces alcohol and carbon dioxide. Now similarly here, in the anaerobic respiration, what happens? This yeast, when it is used in distilleries, the grape juice or the grapes malt grains or the barley or the molasses. Now, what are molasses? The molasses are, or the shira, that is a thick dark syrup produced by the boiling of juice from sugar cane. Now, that molasses, that thick syrup, they are used in alcoholic beverages. When yeast is used, it makes it fluffy. It makes bubble of carbon dioxide there, and hence makes the alcohol. In baking industry, cakes, and sometimes when at home we make bhaturas, we may sometimes we use curd, and sometimes we use baking powder. Now when we use the baking powder, after some, if we keep it for some time, it becomes fluffy, airy. That is due to the presence of yeast there. So we use yeast in bread, pastry, and cakes to make it soft and spongy. Why does it become soft and spongy? Because of the presence of bubbles composed of carbon dioxide. Now we use yeast to raise the dough, that is in idli, dosa, baturas, and dhoklas. So basically, yeast in the form of baking powder is used in making vinegar. Now, here too, yeast cells, the yeast powder is easily available in the market in the form of powder. Now, those cells are used to break down the sugar of the juices or the grape juice, and it converts it into alcohol, and then later on it is used by the action of acetic acid bacteria. Now, here, what makes the dough rise? Here they have explained the anaerobic respiration. We just read the importance of yeast. Now we'll talk about the importance of mushroom. So they both are fungus. Yeast can be utilized in the industries or at home too. Now mushroom, when we talk about mushroom, we have got edible mushrooms as well as non-edible. Some are poisonous, some can be eaten. Now here, types of mushroom, that is Moschella and agaricus, they are edible mushroom, and they provide us protein and vitamins. But there, and the commonly ones are button mushroom, straw mushroom, and oyster mushroom. And they are largely, nowadays we can see, just like the fisheries, mushrooms are also grown at a wider range. Now here something more. Here they have explained about the deadly mushrooms which can be poisonous and should not be eaten. Now here the second point, agriculture and crop plants. We have given you two videos. I hope you have you saw those. But here, to just summarize it, here we will be talking about agriculture. Now when we talk about the farming, the cultivation of the plants, that is called farming. Now we have got crop plants and horticulture. Crop plants are of two types. When we say crop plants, the plants which are grown widely. They are for food and for fodder. Fodder is the food for the livestock or the animals, farm animals. So the food which is prepared for human consumption as well as animal consumption, they are crop plants. And growing these plants is called agriculture. Now agri means field, culture means cultivation. So whenever we grow some plant in a field, that is your agriculture. So the plants which are grown in the field for the consumption of human and animals, they are crop plants. Now agriculture, as we understand by this name itself, field production or field cultivation is your agriculture. What is horticulture? Horti means garden, hortus, and culture again means cultivation. So garden cultivation is on a small scale for beautification or small ornamental plants. They are your horticulture. We'll take up the agriculture first. So agriculture, as the name suggests, we just discussed field cultivation. That is your agriculture. Now agriculture, here we can farming of the crops or rearing of animals. From both we get the food for human consumption. So crop production or farming, they both are used as synonyms. If we say farming, that means we are producing some plant. If we say crop production, again we are rearing or we are growing some plants. So they are synonymous. Now when the farmers, they are raising some crops, we call it as agriculture practices. If we are growing some vegetables or some maize or wheat plant, these are all practice. And then the tools which we use, they are called agriculture implements. We'll talk about the crop and crop plants. We have three types of crop plant here: food crop, cash crop, and horticulture crops. When a plant or they are cultivated on large scale at a stretch, they are called crops. So food crops are those crops or those plants which are used for the human consumption, for the purpose of food basically. Now here we have wheat, rice, maize, and vegetables and fruits. Cash crops, as the name suggests, which brings cash to us. So when we plant some when we cultivate it, some crops which are globally or commercially for the commercial purpose or for to meet the demand globally and on large scale to earn money, that is your cash crops. Now that example could be sugarcane, beetroot, cotton, juice, and so on. Horticulture crops, they include basically vegetables, fruits, decoration plants. Now in this table 9.1, they have given it in elaborate manner. Please go through it. Now here, crops grown in India, rabi or kharif crop. Now here we read about types of crops when we grow the plants according to the human consumption. That is for human, just for us, or to earn money, or for beautification, or on smaller scale. Or we can distribute this, or we can divide the crops in India by season. When we sow in summers, somewhere in October or November, and we harvest it in March and April, that means they bear winter. So we call them winter crops or rabi crops. So in October, November, we sow wheat, grams, peas, and we harvest them somewhere in March and April. So the plants, the crops which see winter season, they are your rabi crops or winter crops. Now kharif crops, they are the rainy season crops. They are sown during the June to July and they are harvested later on in September and October. They require warm weather. So they see summer season, and they are your paddy or the rice, maize, and these are the examples. So we have finished the topic till checkpoint 2.